So what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Grit Call Sunday. We'll do these every Sunday. So I'm really excited about this group. We have some guys that know each other, some guys that don't know each other. So you guys are all kind of checking each other out on the screen, getting a feel for everybody. So this is gonna be awesome. So the first thing we're gonna do, just a little trivia. You can type it into the chat if you would like. So you guys, the chat will be open and you guys can type in there. The first trivia question, first person to type it in, how many Division I teams have the Bulldog as a mascot? You get one guess. First person to get it right, you only get one guess. So if there's multiple people, it's the first one. If it's one, then that person will win. No phone a friends, no ask a buddies. Go ahead, type it in the chat. 17. Nick guesses 17. Sam guesses 8. Who else has got a guess? 13 for Mason. Cooper says 14. Taj says 12. Amog says 6. Will says 11. Good guesses. The correct answer, Cooper Glass. Let's go. Cooper Glass knew the answer or was a good guesser. That is the correct answer. So there's 14 Division I teams that have the Bulldog as a mascot. So if you guys didn't know, now you know. Now the question is, the second question, what is the second most mascots? What is there the second most? So there's the most Bulldogs. What's the second most? Wildcats, great guess, Nick, but sorry, that's incorrect. Cats, Tigers says Aiden Smith. Tigers is the correct answer. Aiden Smith gets a point there. Okay, so I got Coop's got something, Aiden's got something coming. Next question. What college basketball program has been to the most tournaments without making a Final Four? The most tournaments without making a Final Four. Who's got it? Kentucky's won a lot of national championships, so that's not going to be the correct answer. Who else? Anybody else got a guess for who's made the most national tournaments without making it to the Final Four? Who's made the most tournament appearances without making it to the Final Four? Other guesses? Florida State. Cooper guesses. I appreciate the guess, Coop, but that's incorrect. University of Oregon made the Final Four, Mason, in 2017. Michigan with the Fab Five. Do you remember the Fab Five, Amog? Have you ever heard of the Fab Five? They lost in the national championship game. Michigan State's won a national title. The correct answer, I'll give Nick 1 second if he wants to type it or if he's typing something in. Going once. Going twice. It's not Michigan. It's not Michigan State. It's not the Ohio State. The correct answer is Brigham Young University. BYU has made it to 30 tournaments and never made the Final Four. There's 2 teams that have made it 28 times, Missouri and Xavier, and they've never made the Final Four. So just a couple little fun facts there for you, some trivia. So we got something for Coop and Aiden. Thank you for playing. Now we're going to go around and you guys are going to introduce yourselves. So we did this last week and there was a few people that gave me a really hard time when I asked them who's going to win the NBA championship this year. And I did not pick the Nets. And there was a lot of people that said I was crazy for not picking the Nets, but I did not go with the Nets. I'll save my opinion so that way you guys don't try to just copy me to kiss up since it's our first time meeting. Just kidding. But for real, we're going to go around. I want you to say your name, your school, your favorite NBA player, and who's going to win the finals. Okay. So we don't have to go in any order. I'll call on you and you say it. Nick, you're unmuted, so I'm going to call on you first.
Okay, I'm Nick Costello. I go to Beaverton. My favorite NBA player is Devin Booker, and I think the Hawks are going to win the finals.
Whoa, okay, solid. You're not going with Book's Suns, though. That's an interesting pick, though, just to go against your favorite player. But hey, gotta respect it. That's a bold pick, but I like the Hawks. So the Hawks got to get it done tonight against the 76ers, obviously, if they're going to win it. So good pick. Let's go up to Coop. Looking like he's outside enjoying the sunshine. Who do you pick? Or give us your introduction.
My name's Cooper Glass. I go to Sherwood, and my favorite player is Stephen Curry, and I would have to go with the Suns. Win it all.
The Suns. That's my pick too, Coop. So the Suns are my pick. Hopefully they can get Chris Paul back, but solid pick. And Stephen Curry is electric. He's fun to watch. They say he plays a lot like me back when I was in high school. No, I'm just kidding. Aiden Smith, go for it. Unmute, introduce yourself.
My name is Aiden. I'm at Jesuit. I like Giannis a lot, and then I think it's going to be the Suns too.
Nice, solid, good picks. Aiden from Jesuit. How about we go to Taj?
My name's Taj. I go to Jesuit. My favorite player is Jason Tatum, and I think the Suns are going to win the NBA Finals this year.
Jason Tatum. Okay, a Duke guy. I can respect that pick. I like that. Good pick. Jason Tatum. Okay. How about we go to, and Taj is at Jesuit also. How about we toss it to a Moog?
Hi, my name's Moog. I go to Mountainside, and my favorite player is John Morant, and I have the Suns in 6 in the finals.
Over who? I got to ask you that. I know I didn't ask anybody else, but who are they going to beat from the East?
They're gonna be definitely the Bucks.
The Bucks. Okay, Giannis. They did look good last night. So let's go to Will.
I'm Will, and I go to Jesuit, and my favorite player is Kawhi Leonard, and I think the Suns are going to win.
The Claw. Okay, the Claw. Nice. Kawhi Leonard. Good pick, Will. Mason.
Hey, what's up? I'm Mason. I go to Sherwood High School with Cooper. That's my favorite player is Carmelo Anthony, and I think I got Suns too. Yeah.
Nice. I picked the Suns last week, and it was still a bold pick when the Nets were still around. But after that game 1 convincing win last night. So, okay, Sam, go for it.
Hey, I'm Sam. I go to Jesuit, and my favorite player is Dame, and I probably got the Bucks winning the championship.
The Bucks, okay. Nice. Good pick there, Sam. Awesome to see. We got everybody, right? So we got 8 guys on the call. Everybody's pretty much committed. There's still some that are deciding tonight. But most of you guys, I'm pretty sure, are going to be in. So we will probably pick up one more player, and we'll have 9. So this is a solid group. You guys are all hand-picked for their grit. So there was not a tryout. There was not a tryout. All of you guys were picked because I wanted to work with you. And some of it was through a friend. Some of it was I've worked with Sam and Coop and Mason a little bit on the previous club team that I was with. So I'm excited to have you guys. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about what grit stands for. So the G, first person to unmute and tell me what the G stands for, I'll give something.
Gratitude.
Oh, gratitude.
Nick got it. A little quicker, Sam. I'm sure Sam knew that too. But there will be quizzes. So it's 4 words that you have to be able to remember. Not the most difficult memorization exercise. but this is what we're going to wear on our chest. Might as well show it to those of you that haven't seen it. You'll get a grit jersey, the G, gratitude. They'll have your name on them. They got the state of Oregon outline there with the numbers. So gratitude. The R. Who knows what the R is for?
Resilience.
Respect.
Mason, what'd you say?
The resilience.
Resilience. Is that what you said, Sam?
No.
Respect would have been good. That was another good R word, but it's resiliency. Gratitude, resiliency, the I. Anybody know the I? What would a good I word
Intensity.
be? Intensity. Nick's just pulling out all the stops. Nick got it. Intensity. So that when I say there is no I in team, but there is in grit. There is an I in grit. And the T. Does anybody know the T? The T.
Togetherness.
Nick's he wasn't wanting to show off, but Nick and I met in person yesterday. So he had a little bit of an advantage because we sat face to face rather than over Zoom like I had, or FaceTime with the rest of you. So gratitude, resiliency, intensity, togetherness. So I talked to each one of you guys individually, but I just wanted to say it to a collective group. So since we got all 8 of you guys right now, there will not be any selfishness on this team. I'm going to do everything I can to get us to do 2 things. And I said it to you guys, but play hard and play together. And that's what I'm expecting out of you guys. I don't care if we lose every game all July. If we play hard and we play together, let's not get it twisted. I don't want to lose every game, and I don't plan on losing every game, but that's not how I judge our success this season, is by championships or wins, anything like that. I don't judge my success as a coach. I don't judge your success as a player based on how many games we win. And again, I'll say it that we want to win as many as possible, but we're not going to sacrifice our core values for a short-term win. So I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page, that we're going to play hard and play together. And that's the expectation. If you don't play hard, I've told each of you, everybody will play. We're not going to play equal. We're not going to play equal. Some kids will play a little bit more than others. Some kids might play quite a bit more than others. Everybody will play, but what you get will be what you earn. So if you come in and you work really hard and dive on the floor and do all the stuff that I ask you to, your role will grow. So I say the same thing. You got to do 3 things. You got to know your role, accept your role on this team, and then excel at your role. And then your role grows. If you guys don't like your role, feel free to talk to me. I won't take that as a sign of disrespect or anything, but maybe you want to talk about your role, that's fine. But trying to do things that are way outside your role will not benefit you. So if you don't like your role and you pout or you complain or you mope, your role is going to shrink. If I define your role, maybe you're going to be a screener, spot up shooter, ball handler, whatever your role is. Not everybody's going to have the same role. I'm going to try to show you guys and share with you what I expect and what I want your role to be. And then if you do that and you do it really well, then it will grow. And if you show up to the practices and you show me that you're a knockdown shooter, then I'll help you define that as part of your role. But I want you guys to come in and play hard. We're going to be competitive. I do have a group of boys that are a year younger than you that will also wear a grit uniform, and we're going to be practicing together sometimes. So I want to try to open it up because we're going to run one system. So I'm not going to teach you guys a whole lot of plays. I'm going to try to teach you to play with some spacing, some reads, and then let you guys play. But one of the books that we're reading with our younger group that we will start also is called The Gold Standard. Establishing a world-class team, how Coach K unified the NBA's best to win the gold. So The Gold Standard, Coach K, big fan. So we're reading this book together, and just a couple of the things that really stood out. We had our previous team meeting. Just a couple lines that I wanted to share with you. Guys who play together can beat a group of all-stars on any given night. Team over talent. Collective identity over individual ego. Team over talent. Collective identity over individual ego. I love that line. I think that's huge. And another quote, you need to keep guys together, have them make a commitment. It doesn't guarantee success, but it guarantees you a chance. I loved that. Youthful enthusiasm is an essential element for any team. Another great quote. Put together a team of players who would represent us well, both on and off the floor. Another important thing. So when you guys wear a Grit jersey, there's certain expectations that come with it. Those two that I already mentioned, and then you're gonna get sick of me hearing it because me saying it, but play hard and play together. When you wear that on your chest, that's an expectation. We also are respectful to the game. We're thankful that we get to play. Like this year, hopefully you guys realize it can be taken away with a pandemic and injury. I know Nick's still coming back from an injury. Will's had some injuries, health stuff. Aiden, I think, have you been healthy, Aiden? Pretty healthy? Pretty healthy. So having gratitude, being thankful for what you have. Another one of my favorite books. You guys recognize that guy? Kobe, The Mamba Mentality. The Mamba Mentality, which is being the best version of yourself every day. When you show up, you don't show up to practice with grit and say, well, I don't really, I'm gonna go half speed. I don't feel great. You show up as the best version of yourself every day. And my goal for you guys is to get as close as you can to your potential. Each one of you has a different level of potential, a different ceiling. And my goal, my hope is to get each of you as close as you can to your potential. Mason's is different than Cooper's, which is different than Aiden's, and Moog's is different than Will's, and Nick's is different than Sam's, and Taj is different than all of those. So I want you guys to try to get to your best. And so I hope I recruited guys for this team that get that this is about you guys, way more than it is about me. It's more about you than it is your parents. It's more about your parents than it is about me. But this is about you guys and your future. And that's why I told you guys, not that I was trying to scare you away, but I was trying to warn you that this is going to be more than just practice and games. And that's why I'm telling you, you're going to have to read a book. You're going to have to do goal sheets. So when you join these calls, you guys are all doing an awesome job having your cameras on. You have to have a notebook. You have to have a notebook with you. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I take a lot of notes in a notebook because you think you'll remember things, you won't. And there's things that I will say, write this down. So I'm not going to make anybody run or do anything goofy. Sometimes we have to do screaming eagles as punishments, which if you don't know what they are, stay tuned. There's certain things that you'll have to do if you don't have your notebook. And again, there's things that come up, and I'll say this again, if you're in the car, I appreciate you, Taj, being able to hop on Zoom and listen in. But if things do come up, I understand. It's Father's Day. So first off, thank you to you guys for taking the time. Make sure you're treating your fathers right. I'm a father. I took time away from my daughter to come be with you guys. So make sure you're appreciative and thankful to your parents, your fathers. And I don't treat every missed meeting or every missed practice the same. And I think I said this to each of you when I was talking to you. I try to judge based on a lot of things. So we don't have a rule that says if you miss practice, you don't start. We don't have a rule that says if you miss practice, you don't play. We don't have a rule that says if you are at practice, you will start. I judge if you live right down the street and you miss a practice, because you're playing 2K or Fortnite or even Call of Duty, I don't care. If you're playing video games and you choose to do that instead of come to practice, I have a bigger issue from that than if you can't make it to a practice because your parents are working and you don't have your license yet and you can't drive and the practice is, I don't hold that against you at all because that's beyond your control. You won't hear me get mad at you for things beyond your control. But if you can control it, which is like having a notebook, which is like remembering that we have a meeting every Sunday, those things are within your control. So I expect you to try to control the controllables, and that's having a notebook, because we will be doing things where you need to write stuff down. So I'm going to be sending out an email to everybody, but everybody has to have a Gmail or the ability to access Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Drive. And you can do it all. I do it all from my phone. So if you guys raise your hand if you have a phone. Raise your hand if you have an iPhone. Everybody has an iPhone. Sweet. Nice. I have an iPhone. Does anybody know what the I stands for in iPhone? Me either. I have no clue. I thought you guys might know because you guys are younger and more hip than I am. But the internet phone, internet pods, iPods. I don't know. Anyways, I digress. So you can do it all from your phone. And we have, this is the one that's Google Drive. So having that one right there is important. If you don't have that one, go to the App Store and download it. That's one that's important. And then you need to have Google Docs. That one right there, the blue one, and you have the green one that says Sheets. Okay. So you need to have those 3 apps. We will be sharing with you, you'll have a folder that says Grit 2024. You guys are all graduating in the class of 2024. So that's where you guys will upload your assignments. We'll have other assignments besides that one, but the first one's a goals sheet. So you'll have to read and then fill out your goals. That way I can get to know you guys better. I'll be sending out an email. So like I said, I know Taj is in the car. Some of you guys don't have a notebook today. So I'll be sending out an email reminder to all of you about some of these things, but you need to make sure that you download those 3 apps. And if you have questions, if there's ever questions about anything, just shoot me a text. I'm pretty good about responding to text messages. So if you guys do have questions, let me know, because I don't want there to be confusion, but I want you guys to feel comfortable texting me. But the thing that will frustrate me is if it's a question that I told you the answer to, or I feel like you could ask a teammate and they could easily solve that problem for you, or you can Google it. Like, don't use me for Google, right? Like, so if you guys, but if you've tried to look it up, if you've tried to ask a teammate and they don't know either, feel free to reach out. And again, I'm not gonna yell at you if you do say, hey coach, I need help finding out what time it is on the East Coast right now. Like, you guys are smart enough where you can just use Google. So that should be your first solution. If you have questions or you can't solve something, try Googling it. And again, that's just a generic rule. Parents, teachers, coaches don't want to be bothered with things you can Google. So use Google as your friend, because that's probably what I would do too, is if you ask me, I would just Google it for like an address. Sometimes like I get it, there's not that right address online. But if it's like, hey, what's the address to Lake Oswego High School where we're supposed to play today? It's like, well, if you type into Google Lake Oswego High School, it'll pull it right up. So try to use that. And again, if there is confusion, don't feel like I'm going to yell at you if you do message me, but try to be a self solver, problem solver. Don't judge everything the same. I try to judge it individually. Grit, gratitude, resiliency, intensity, togetherness. Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets. We introduced each other. Practices, we're going to have options for 4 days a week. So all optional. Obviously, I want to try to get as many of you to as many practices as possible, but I know most of you guys have summer league for your high school or other stuff. Obviously, I hope you would choose to come to our practices over, like I said, 2K with your buddies. And if I find out that's why you're missing practice, I'll be extremely disappointed and your playing time will shrink. But if it's because you're at the Beaverton summer league practice or game or anything like that, I'm not going to hold that against you. I want you guys to pick your high school practices and games over grit. And I know some of you are like, well, what if I just do like 1 day a week with you and 1 day with them? I want you guys to have a great high school experience like I did at Grants Pass High School. So I don't want you guys to miss stuff. And I want to work with Coach Tufts or, you know, Coach Potter, Coach Hewitt. You know, those are guys that Coach Vansel, those are guys that I know. So I'm going to try to get you guys ready to go back there and be better than you were this June when you left. So with all of your high school coaches in mind, I want to respect them and I want you to build that help with their high school culture. But then also, if you do have to miss something, communicate with me. You guys all have iPhones, no excuses. Communicate with me, drop me a message. Hey, Coach Miner, I got Beaverton Summer League tonight. Great. Oh, Jesuits team's playing in this. I can't make it. Great. No problem. We'll go Mondays, Wednesdays. We're still finalizing whether that's going to be in the afternoon or the evening. Tuesdays, 4:30 to 6 in Forest Grove. You're welcome to come to that. That's one that we've had primarily with our younger group, but they're going to be coming to some of ours. Like I said, we're going to be one program, one system. Everything that they do is going to be stuff that we're doing. Same out of bounds plays, same base offense, same defensive core value or philosophies, you know, no middle, force baseline. What we're going to be teaching will be same for them and us. And we're going to do a lot of skill work in practice, pivots, footwork. You know, I don't want you guys going back to the high school coaches and not being able to pivot, or like, I know Beaverton wants everybody when they're attacking to come to a jump stop, not shooting off 1 foot, because that's where you're going to pick up charges, not jumping to pass. There are certain things that I'm going to really emphasize that I think your high school coaches will appreciate when you get back to them. So practices Monday and Wednesday, like I said, are still finalizing. Thursdays will be at the Mountain Park Church in Lake Oswego, 6 to 8 p.m. So those are the options. You'll have 4 options. Come to them all. Come to none, as long as you have valid reasons why, because if you're practicing with your high school team, your family's out of town, you know, like I said, I'm going to try to I want to make this realistic and feasible for families. And I don't want your guys' schedule to completely run your parents' lives. So if you guys can't make something, communicate with me. I think I've said that multiple times. So I know that I've said it multiple times. So if you're like, but I didn't know I was supposed to text you, coach, that I couldn't make practice tonight. Well, all 8 of you are on this Zoom. All 8 of you have your camera on. You're all listening. I'll say it one more time. Communicate with me. And I'll do my best to communicate with you guys. I'll be sending emails to both your email address and your parents' email address. But if there is questions, communicate with me. We'll be good. Uniforms. I showed you the uniforms, but let me see. I think I have everybody, but let me check. I have Cooper. Cooper, unmute. If you could have your pick of numbers, what number would you want?
3.
You know that was my college basketball number, or you just like 3?
Yeah, it's like 3.
Okay, okay. Solid pick. Surprisingly enough, it is still available. And so Cooper will wear number 3. And your jersey will look a lot like this one, especially on the front. Actually, it'll look exactly like this one on the front. And it'll look like this on the back, except for it will not say minor. Because this jersey is way too big for you, Coop. Even with that deep voice of yours, that jersey would still be way too big for you. You guys will also get a jersey similar to this one with your name on it. Your name on it, not minor. It'd be cool if everybody had a minor jersey, but we're not the Portland Miners. Not a bad name though. Minor, maybe if it was like a gold miner, but then it'd be spelled differently. I don't know. And then we also you guys have the option. These jerseys are optional. So I'll say that again, but these jerseys are optional. I recommend you getting one because they're cool, great keepsake from the exclusive. Check this out. Is that the Dream Team jersey? No, it's from the exclusive, which is the tournament that we will all play in. I think everybody, probably, somebody might have to miss. Most of you will play in the exclusive at the end of July in Las Vegas. So everything we're doing is local, except for the last weekend, we go to Vegas for the exclusive. So if you're interested in a jersey like this one that says the exclusive with the year 2021, you guys got it? 2021 with your name on it. This is my coach at Pacifics, Justin Lunt. That's his jersey. But if you're interested in one of those, let me know. Or there's that option, or there is this option. Baby blue, kind of that North Carolina look. It's got the logo. Trying to get you guys fitted, trying to get you guys look good, feel good, play good. So let me know those jerseys, the extra ones, the exclusive ones, you can choose between those 2. They are $50 each with your name custom on the back. Great keepsake. Because I know for me, I have, like, this was my 2019 jersey. It was more of the Blazers, the year the Blazers made the Western Conference Finals. So I went with a little bit of a Blazers look on there for the 2019. The 2018 exclusive jersey is up there on the wall. Yes, fitted, looking good, feeling good, playing good. We all should have been in Hollywood. Let's go. So jersey sizes, if you guys haven't signed up, let's see, I can check real quick just to, I know Coop hasn't because he's still finalizing, making sure that it's going to work. Hopefully I don't scare him off with this call. I'm going to tell you, I think Mason did get signed up. I know a Moog did also. I know Sam did. Let's see who else is here. Will Shields signed up. Nick, I believe, is this one here, this email. Here, I can just do this. So I will tell you guys, if you have a different size jersey than was reported on your sheet when you signed up, Let me just check with the guys that are here because they do seem to run a little big. So if you're like, I don't know if I'm a small or medium, go with a small. So they do run a little big. If you guys have Instagram, add Team or Grit Oregon on Instagram, and you can see the jerseys. Most of the kids in the photos are wearing smalls. So if you want to take a look at that, let me know. But if you're like, I don't know if I'm a small or medium, or I don't know if I'm a medium or a large, if you're not sure, go with the smaller size. And you guys can get a different size short from the jersey if you like your shorts a little smaller, or you want a baggy jersey. The jersey they made me wear in college was like 3 sizes too big. I used to weigh 155 pounds, not anymore. But let's see. So I'll check with the guys that are on the call. Will, adult medium?
I might want to try it small. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, let me know. I'll send if you guys don't, raise your hand if you have Instagram. Everybody's got Instagram. Let's go. So make sure you add Grit Oregon, check out those uniforms. And if you want something, if you want a small, might be good, Will. But if you want a different size short, you can do that also. So let's see who. I love to see these 4.0s that I'm looking at. We have a solid team GPA, fellas. Sam, would you think that you're still a medium? You still want a medium?
Yeah, I'll probably take a medium.
Got it. You got it. I mean, it's not like drastically, but it is a little bit, I think. Nick, small, medium?
Yeah, medium.
Medium, you got it. Amog, small or youth large? What do you think?
I think I'll just stick with a small.
Small, you got it. So we got Sam registered, Amog, Nick, Mason, medium, small, medium.
If it's not too drastic, I could probably stay with a medium.
Medium, you got it. And then that means we need to get Taj registered and Aiden, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Coop 6, Aiden 7, Taj 8. So if you guys haven't, Aiden, I'll text your dad and remind him or let him know where to go and the discount code to use. But if you want a different size, then or just put the size you want when you register, okay? Since you haven't done it yet. So jerseys, check. Registration, check. Taj, 13. Where'd Taj
Yeah,
go?
I was gonna say, do the shorts run big as well, or?
The shorts run a little big, yeah. Let me see if I can pull up a picture here real quick.
Okay.
Let's see. You can do Instagram. I don't think I've ever done Instagram on my computer. It's probably not as good user experience, but let's see if I can pull up a picture so you can get an idea of. Continue. But yeah, the shorts do run a little big also. So let's see. I'm gonna search Grit. I'm gonna pull up this. Can you guys see my screen? 1 second. Everybody sees the screen? My screen? So like those guys are all wearing smalls. And see how they have them rolled. Mattson got a medium and he's not very big. But Jason's like 6'1", and I think he got a medium also. So just think about that when you guys do if you want a different size, let me know.
If it's possible, could I do small then?
Yeah, for sure, Mason.
Thank you.
So Sam, you said medium, I think. I'll just type them all in real quick. Will was, what size did you say, Will?
Medium.
Medium. Moog sticking with smalls. Nick was medium. Aiden, everybody's moving around on me. Aiden, what size do you want?
I'll probably go with a small.
Okay. And Coop, what'd you say?
Yeah, I'll probably do a small too.
Small. Got it. All right. Well, and so jersey numbers, Taj 13, Sam 21,
Oh yeah,
Will
actually,
2. What were you, Sam? What
I was
else?
just saying I was gonna asking if I could switch to a large jersey.
Large jersey, top
Yeah.
and bottom, or just top?
I'll take top and bottom.
You got it. Easy. And you're number 21. Will, number 2. Amog, numero uno. Number 1 in the program, number 1 in your hearts. Nick, number 5. High five. Mason, 10. That's a good one. Aiden, 15. And Cooper Glass for 3. Right? All right. So we all got the numbers lined up. We got the jersey sizes. I'll need to get your email. I'll take your parents' emails. I'll take that off your registration. So let me check my notes. Got the jerseys. Let me know if you want an exclusive jersey. Talk it over with your parents. Let me know. Practices, introductions, philosophy, Google Drive, book. So if you haven't, I'll send out a reminder, but try to get this. You can get it on Amazon, less than $10. Grab a copy of the gold standard. With that, about all I have to discuss with you guys today. Does anybody have any questions or anything you want to say before we sign off here?
I just had a quick question. Will the Zoom meetings be held at 4 p.m. on Sundays every week, or will it change?
Most of the time, that's a great question. That's a great question, Mason. Most of the time it'll be at 4. Sometimes it'll be at 3.
Okay.
So our other team meets at 3. So if I will message everybody ahead of time if it's something different than 4.
Okay. Awesome.
But
Thank you.
sometimes it might be 3 if we have like a guest speaker or something and I want to have everybody together. So some Sundays 3, most Sundays 4, but great question.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Any other questions? Going once. One more trivia, why not? Just for fun, just for good times. Okay, the trivia question, the final trivia question. I'll give 2 more. Who won the first NCAA basketball national championship? Nick? Nick got it first, so Nick knew. For a bonus point, do you know their nickname? The nickname of the team, I mean, not the Ducks, but they had a nickname. Do you know what their nickname was? You can unmute if you do. Webfoots is a great guess, but that's not what I was looking for. The correct answer is Tall Firs. F-I-R-S, like a fir tree, because that was their nickname, and their nickname was the Tall Firs. Okay, so the next question. One more. Who is the only team in Division I history to win a football and basketball national championship the same year? And what year for the bonus point? Who's got it? Who can remember? Michigan is incorrect, Sam. Great guess, but no, that is not the correct answer. Anybody else? Going once. Who else has got a guess? It is not Michigan. It is not Ohio State. Who else do you think has a powerhouse football and basketball program? Taj is guessing Michigan. Must have been typing it in. As I was saying, it's not Michigan. So Florida, Cooper Glass is just on fire. Clemson, decent guess because Clemson has been good in football. But Florida, do you know what year it was, Cooper? You can unmute or you can type it in if you know, or you can just say, I don't know. 2012. Decent guess. The correct answer was 2009. 2009, Florida both won both. You guys like mascots? I like mascots. I don't know if you guys follow my Max Hoops. I was just posting stuff about mascots, banana slugs, gooey ducks, some weird mascots. Name an NCAA national championship game when both teams had the same mascot. The same mascot. What would be the same mascot? There's not two teams with a gator, so it wasn't Florida. I don't know if Georgia ever played Gonzaga, if there was a bulldog, but there is one that I know of. Has anybody got any guesses of what two teams with the same mascot played in an NCAA men's basketball national championship game? Any guesses? Taj, you can go ahead and unmute if you want to guess.
Davidson and Gonzaga.
Davidson and Gonzaga. That's a great guess, but I don't think that national championship has ever happened. But they both are Bulldog. Or wait, Gonzaga's the Bulldogs and Davidson is the Wildcats. Is that right?
I don't
Anybody
know. I think they're Bulldogs.
I think it's Davidson Wildcats, but I'm not positive. But that's not the answer I have. Anybody else have one? Anybody else have a guess? The correct answer happened in 1997. Kentucky played Arizona. Bingo. Now you guys got a little trivia. Everybody knows what GRIT stands for. You guys know that you got to download some apps. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining on the Stop